What's going on, fishing fam? Welcome back to another episode of Robbin' Fish. What we're doing is punching. We got a pegged Texas rig going on 3 different rods. Got a little bit different weight size on each one. Depending on where I'm punching, you might need a thicker, heavier weight to get through the toolies. And we're gonna go with 3 different setups here. We got a black and blue Bandito bug by the Guggen baits. Just rip the arms off to make it kind of like their nuke punch, so it can punch through the toolies a lot smoother without all those arms. And again, black and blue and green pumpkin, natural colors are the best for here, especially in any pressured public lake or pond. It's going to be the case, really. We got a little micro one. You can see this guy's downsized a little bit, a little smaller profile, different color. And we're also going to throw green pumpkin, little tubes. We're going to go ahead and rig some soft plastics, do a little tutorial on that, because I cannot tell you how many times I have seen people throw in a plastic and the thing is just all bent up, all weird and crazy and crooked like that. I mean, you want a straight profile. You're always going to have different size hooks and different size plastics to deal with. So, oh yeah, and by the way, little tip for you guys, that's a chunk of a toothpick in there on each side that I clipped off, stuck in there and clipped off, because I ran out of what do you call them? I ran out of the little pegs for pegging your weight right there, so it doesn't move on you, because you don't want to be having a sliding weight when you're punching toolies. So if you run out of those, little trick for you, little hack, toothpicks work perfect as a peg. And they're probably a lot cheaper, actually, for sure. First things first, to see where we're going to come through with the hook, see where it's all going to lay out, kind of get an idea. Throw it right through the front of the bait, come right out. Not going to go too far, just a little bit. That way, when you come up, spin it around on the head, it pops out right at the hook shank, right there in the bend. And then you're covering up your knot. Preferably, you don't have to cover the knot, but I like to. And then basically you're going to lay your hook next to your bait, and you're going to see where the farthest point of the hook shank comes to, and then that's where you're going to poke through. And we're going to T-expose it, so we're not going to come all the way back through the other side, because we're punching toolies and we don't want to hook up on the reach. We want to come right through nice and smooth. So we're just going to line that up there. Boom, we got to come back right here. Boom. Perfectly straight. No issues. When that fish bites, you've got that room in between the hook shank and your bait, and that gives them room to pinch the bait and bite down, and the hook comes out. Boom. Right. And keep in mind, you want your hook just below the surface of that plastic. You don't want it like in the middle of it. You want to come up right to the roof, to the top of the bait here, so that when you run your finger across here, it's not hooking you, which means you'll make it through the toolies, but when he bites down, that hook's popping out. No question. Right there, looks pretty good. I like it. So that rig's done. Another little tip for you too, when you got your plastic rig to your hook, you don't have a hook exposed anymore, so you can't hook your hook to your hook keeper on your rod. So what I do is I just lay my line right in between the tensioner knob and your drag knob, star drag deal, right inside in between those two. And then when you click your bail closed and you reel up, your weight's going to come up and pinch itself right inside there. And boom, not going nowhere. One way to secure your Texas rig without having to poke your hook through your bait and screw up your bait a bunch of times. And typically, punching and flipping, people are going to do straight braid. I'm in a very pressured place, so I do have a leader. Oh, the bullfrog just jumped in the water right there next to me. Swap out to the heavier guy here, the little bigger bait. Take a swig of the delicious Sierra Nevada. Hydration is key, guys. Hydration is key. Now we're punching. Now we're getting through. Just that little bigger bait and a little heavier weight make all the world of difference of getting through that. Now if you see me hop a couple times more than twice, that's because I'm trying to get my bait to get down there and get into the water. Like I said, sometimes you'll land on top of all the stuff and you're not even in the water. But sometimes they'll come up and hit that too, like a topwater. I think it's like a frog or something probably. Sitting on the tulies or log or whatever. They'll come up and smack it. But the key is to get down into the water. Punch through it, hit bottom, come back up to the surface of the water and come out. That's the whole idea. Sometimes I'll even do multiple flips, like I'll reel my bait back a little bit out of where I first did it, and then I'll drop it again, like closer to me halfway or something. And get 2 flips out of one pitch. If we don't get bit, we'll go back and grab the other one. Always good to have options. Oh, what the f*** is that? What the hell? Something in there. There we go, guys. Beat the skunk. Texas in the face. Bunch of toolies.